from Body Central Physical Therapy in Tucson, Arizona. We've been using the Thrive 15 coaching platform since April of 2017 and have grown exponentially since that time. He holds me accountable. We've set up systems in the business that make my life much easier, allow me some time freedom, and we're also seeing the financial rewards of that. We went from owning 3 locations in 2016 to now we're up at 8 locations and still growing. And we hope to keep growing with your help. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, this is Jen Allen from Body Central in Tucson, and I just wanted to say a big thank you to Thrive15.com because me and my fishing buddies over here, Keegan and Caitlin, were able to leave Body Central for 2 weeks and come up here into this beautiful country and go fishing and hang out and not worry about work and know that the great staff that we have and all the great processes and procedures that we have in place are running and they don't need us. And we credit a lot of that to Thrive 15. So thanks guys. We're gonna get back to fishing here and
love you guys. I watch every video that you do. Thank you guys for
we're starting early. Starting early. Bye.
I'm Jennifer Allen. I'm from Tucson, Arizona. I heard about the Thrive 15 conference on a podcast. I also have been a member of the Thrive 15 website, so I heard about the conference there. The few things I've learned here at the conference already is that there's a lot more opportunity for my business as far as working with my website and SEO optimization, some systems I can take back right away for Monday morning. This place is awesome. It's like the ultimate home away from home. It's comfortable, spacious. It's just the coolest of cool. Clay's great. He's funny, so he keeps you engaged 100% of the time. He gives you good practical knowledge, and it's delivered in a way that you don't feel like you're going to fall asleep. People don't come to the Thrive 15 conference. They're missing a great opportunity for their business. It's a great self-reflection, and it's a game changer. Yeah, the Thrive 15 conference is different. You know, you don't have somebody sitting at the back table saying, hey, come buy this. There's no high-pressure sales techniques. You know, you come out of here basically wanting to ask for more services. Other people should check out this conference that are starting a business, thinking of starting a business. This is a fast track. You know, these guys have great knowledge. They are doing it. They're successful, and it's a fast track. It's a fast track way to get your business moving.
Are you finding yourself perpetually running out of time for what matters most? We all, as self-employed people, intuitively know that time is our most valuable asset. Yet, we oftentimes waste a lot of it. We know time is our most valuable asset because we can always make more money, but we can't make more time. Right? We can always make more money, but we can't make more time. So on today's show, Matt Klein, the OxyFresh brand developer, the OxyFresh franchise brand developer. This is one of the guys you would talk to previous to buying an OxyFresh franchise. He's not only a franchise seller, but he's also a franchisee. And on today's show, Matt Klein shares with us about how to avoid the top 5 time-wasting black holes.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thrivetime Show.
3, 2, 1, here we go!
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here.
Yes, 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 and oh yes! On today's show, we have a beautiful man by the name of Matt Klein on the show, a man who chooses not to wear shampoo on his head while taking a shower. He prefers just to get into that shower and to wash the hair, just all natural, just using the water approach. A man who chooses to go to over 20 Denver Nuggets games per year. A guy who's living a swagalicious existence while helping people to buy a vehicle, a.k.a. a franchise that can help them achieve financial freedom for as little as $60,000. Matt Klein, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Appreciate the overzealous introduction.
Oh, man, I was
important
feeling the
today.
flow. I was riding the bull. Now, Matt, on today's show, we're going to talk about the top 5 time-wasting black holes. And we have Josh with Living Water Irrigation with us on the show. And what I'm going to do is it's kind of around the horn, to me. I'll start with you, Josh, and we'll go to Matt, okay?
Love it.
So a lot of people say, I don't have time. In fact, Lee Cockrell, the former executive vice president of Walt Disney World Resorts, look him up, Lee Cockrell, Cockerell. He managed 40,000 employees, 1 million customers a week at Walt Disney World Resorts. And he told me, Clay, the number one excuse I get from my direct reports is they say, I don't have time. Didn't have time. Couldn't find the time. Just could not find. I ran out of time. And if you found yourself today saying, I'm out of time, I'm running out of time to get things done, I'm going to share with you the top 5 time-wasting black holes and how to avoid them. All right? So number 1, according to Psychology Today, Matt, I'm going to read this to you. It'll be a nice kind of it'll feel the way it would feel if your dad read you a story. So feel that kind of ways. Here we go. According to the market research, maybe my dad read weird stories to me, but according to the market research group Nielsen, adults spend over 11 hours per day interacting with media. Now that's up 9 hours and 32 minutes, Josh, just from 4 years ago. Of that, 11 hours, 4 hours, and 46 minutes are spent watching TV. 11 hours! According to the often cited 2016 report by Common Sense Media, teens now spend an average of 9 hours per day interacting with media, not including time spent for school or homework. Now, that's from an article called How Much Screen Time is Too Much that cites the Nielsen data. So, Josh, let's start with you. How many hours a day do you spend watching television?
Well, it depends. So this is full disclosure and transparency.
No,
so
sure,
my wife
yeah.
are a huge fan. We binge watch Netflix. I'll just be honest. I'm not going to sit here and lie.
12 hours a day? Or how many?
Negative. So we'll find a program, and when we've got everything done, whatever that may be, like tonight I've got a couple late of appointments, so we may watch one episode of Yellowstone. But
Yellowstone? That's what the Kevin Costner jam?
Oh, yes. Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, tell us about that.
We just finished Blacklist.
Does Kevin Costner choose to act in this series?
I wouldn't know if you would call it acting. It's definitely better than what I could do.
Now
Definitely better than what I could do.
he does like Robin Hood, the Prince of Thieves.
Oh, beautiful song.
He brought it.
Beautiful song.
Yeah, it was, what was that song that he did? It was,
I can't think of it.
It was, Matt, what was the song from Robin Hood? It was, come on now.
Oh, come on, Matt.
Matt, give it to us. It was Brian Adams.
Meatloaf.
It was Brian Adams.
No, it was Brian Adams.
Brian Adams, and it was
Meatloaf.
no, it was. Let me see. Oh yeah,
Everything I do, I do it for
Let me
you.
cue it up. Let me get here. Oh, come on, Brian. 1 second. Oh, come on. I want to get to the chorus. Let me get it. Here we go. Get it. Come on, Brian. Get to the point. We have listeners here. Come on. Longest guitar solo ever. Oh, here we go. This is failing to deliver. I tell you that. We're never getting to the
Was that the instrumental?
I don't know what that was. That was like that was a. Do you remember that movie there? Did you watch that movie a lot there, Matt?
I had seen it.
Let me get to the part. Here we go. Come on, Brian. Yeah. Sing words, Brian. Come on, Brian.
That song gets me every time. Every time.
Oh, my God. There's no love, Matt,
Like
your love. Get some cowbell, Matt. And no other. Come on, man. Oh, my gosh.
So anyway, we will. I guess we'll get back on track here.
Sure, no, man.
So we will watch a program or two. It's something we enjoy doing, but it doesn't affect me going to bed between 8 and 9. It doesn't affect me getting up by 4 or 4:30. we don't spend our lives doing so. We have other things and other priorities. I have a company to run. We have kids and grandkids.
Like you'll watch House of Cards. You're not going to just spend all your time watching.
I haven't watched House of Cards.
What's the one you watching? It's the Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
You don't spend all your time doing that. You
No,
watch
sir.
House of Cards. No, but seriously, how many hours a day do you spend watching TV?
I would say like on a day off. So like over the weekend, we watched a little OU football. Good job, OU. We watched a little OU football. Not all of it. Maybe at most we'll sit for 2 hours, and then at that point I've got to get up and do something with my life.
Matt, could it be said that the top franchisees consume media, but they're not consumed by media? Would you agree that wasting time watching TV is probably not, or watching TV is probably not the top use of time for a franchisee?
Yeah, I would agree. I think, it's maybe something to get your mind off of things for a little bit, but it shouldn't be something that's searched out for large amounts of time, because you can be getting a lot of things done. I mean, I got kind of always say this. A lot of people can do a lot with an hour. Some people can do nothing with an hour, right? Just depends on how efficient you are. But yeah, I mean, if you're spending most of your time watching TV, that's time that could be spent doing other things.
Matt, how much time per week do you spend memorizing rap lyrics?
About 13 hours usually. I start on Monday and I just power through till Wednesday.
You're just decoding the lyrics. You're like, this is what Jay-Z meant by
Yeah.
this. That double entendre over there, that's nice. Okay, now, top time-wasting activity number 2. And if you're scoring at home, I encourage you to take notes, because I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to break down things that I see on a daily basis coaching businesses where an owner, someone in their 30s or 40s or 50s, will tell me, Clavis, I stopped doing this, and now I have time to do that. I stopped wasting my time here, and now I'm having success. The second one here, and I'm going to start with you, Matt, on this one. Proverbs 16, 27, 29. And, Matt, I know you've memorized the entire Old and New Testament, but I'll just read it to you. It says, idle hands are the devil's workshop. Idle lips are his mouthpiece. An evil man sows strife, gossip, and separates the best of friends. Wickedness loves company and leads others into sin. I find this a lot, that not necessarily with OxyFresh franchisees. I'm just saying other franchisees that I've coached. It seems like the ones that are struggling the most call corporate with the most complaints to compensate for the fact that they're doing nothing. Would you agree with that, that the ones who tend to gossip the most are the ones who tend to struggle the most? Have you seen any type of parallel there?
Absolutely. I think this is one of the most detrimental things that you could ever happen to a business, right? If you spend time trying to find a group of people that is in the same position as you, where you guys can complain about the situation instead of finding a group of people that will actually get you out of that hole, then you're going to stay there, right? And I think that's for any business. It's not just franchising. We see it sometimes, right? Not every single day is going to be perfect, but if you spend a good majority of your time around negative people and negative comments, you're never going to pull yourself out of that. And if you're the one charging that, you've already lost, right? So there's a lot of things you can do. That is one of the biggest waste of time that I personally see, is people focusing on the negative things instead of trying to make their business better. And if you're in a franchise system specifically, you should be utilizing the people that are doing well and getting them into your corner instead of the very small number of people that aren't doing well. And typically they'll say on their own account why they're not doing well, and it's usually effort. If you spend the time that you have complaining and not doing the things that are going to help your business, you are going to see negative results.
Oof. Think about that, Thrive Nation. How much time did you spend last week watching TV? Go ahead and write down a number. You might say, Clay, I didn't watch TV. I watched Netflix on my laptop. Okay, fine. How much time did you spend consuming media? Because right now, according to Nielsen, we're up, folks, over 11 hours per day interacting with media. That's up from 9 hours and 32 minutes just 4 years ago. Josh, talk to me about this complaining, gossiping, talking about the negative economy, complaining about legislation that's not being done, complaining about Trump-tastic, being upset about the abominations that happened 4 years ago, the Trump-tastic things that are happening now, complaining about a wall, complaining about the state economy. Talk to me about just complaining. How big of a problem is that?
Sure. So whatever you focus on is what you become. So whatever we can go scriptural here, but we'll keep it kind of secular. But if you whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're meditating on is what you ultimately will be. So if you're in that group of people, in that little doom loop, like you say, Clay, if you're in that group of people that's whining about what Sally did, and then Betty showed up late, and then Susie didn't like my Facebook post, and then Billy Bob, he didn't wave at me. And
he's brutal.
So if you get these group of people surrounding you that all they're doing is whining and complaining at all, then I guarantee you they're all broke or pretty close. Because negativity attracts negativity, but positivity attracts positivity. And if you want to be successful, you're going to have to shift your mindset to that of gratitude and that of positivity and that of finding the wonderful things that there are in this life, as opposed to the fact that the world's not perfect.
So you don't think that because the world's not perfect, I shouldn't spend my whole day going on Facebook, writing a haiku or a poem and posting a picture of a sad gray cloud and tagging Matt Klein and saying, "Don't you agree, Matt?" You don't think I should do that?
No, I don't think that's the move. But then the other side of that, the antithesis of that, is the folks on social media that their life is perfect. So let's just be honest and real and transparent, folks, and let's live our lives in the place that we're at and find people around us who can help lift us up and motivate us and inspire us and want to do better, instead of taking a photo that you're on a beach somewhere whenever you just grab some sand from the Home Depot and dumped it in your backyard.
A lot of times will post my head on Fabio's body after Matt helps me for about 3 or 4 hours doing the Photoshop. Matt's really good on the Photoshop. Yeah. Matt, are you still right-handed?
I am still right-handed.
Yeah, Matt's ability to just hold that mouse and precisely, Matt, on Photoshop, you do that little eraser tool you're so good at. He'll erase the various parts of my head. My head fits right on top of Fabio's body.
Have you not told Matt about the new one you have when it's on his body, Clay? You should tell him.
That's not new. That's a repetitive addiction that I have to stop. All right, so now we move on. So Matt, this is the next top time-wasting activity. It's when you hire family or friends or just somebody and they're not functional. It's just somebody who doesn't get the job done. You refuse to fire idiots and dysfunctional family members. And Dr. Zellner will rejoin us next week. He's been out the last couple of weeks because since the studio flooded, we've been broadcasting more from the offices. Our schedules are kind of not linked together. But we go back next week into the Man Cave studios. But I interviewed Dr. Z, and I said, Dr. Z, what would you do if you have a member of your family on your payroll that is not functional? And you can't fire them. You feel like you have to keep paying them. What would you do? And Dr. Z wanted to record a little word of encouragement for you. So, Matt, I'm going to hit play. I'm going to play it. Just marinate on it. Kind of take some notes. Just let it happen. It'll take about 25 seconds. And then, Matt, you're just going to come in hot with a hot take here. Are you ready, Matt?
I am ready.
Here we go. Is there anything wrong with giving family members a faux job? Like I've given family members a job, and I'm sure you've never done this, but I've actually given them a job where I say
family members money not to come in. Family members money not to come in. Money not to come in.
Wiggling it. See.
I pay family members money not to come in. Money not to come in.
Wiggling it. See.
I pay family members money not to come in. Money not to come in.
Wiggling it. See. Wiggle it. You start with just touching the canvas.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? That deserves a cowbell. I've done that. Yes, we've never talked about that move, but that is a great move. Matt, I don't know why Bob Ross is talking about wiggling it during that sound clip, but beyond the Bob Ross, what are your thoughts about paying family members not to show up if you do actually refuse to fire them? And talk to me about this idea of not firing dysfunctional people.
I don't really live. You just have to fire people if they're dysfunctional. The hard part is you should know. Most people that go into the family system and they want to hire, you already know what the results are going to be. You're just hoping and wishing that they're going to be different, right? So it's very hard. I've gone down this road. I think everyone that's owned a small business in some capacity has gone down this road. If they're doing it currently, it's because they've been. It doesn't mean that you can't work very well with some family members, but at the same time, you're trying to get to a goal. And I agree with Dr. Zellner. I mean, sometimes it would actually benefit you on a financial standpoint to pay someone not to come in. And I think that goes for family, goes for friends, it goes for anybody that's going to hurt your business rather than help it. So the family and friends is you better know who that person is or put a buffer in between them so that they can actually, they can be fired off of performance. not stay because of a relationship.
Do you still have the policy where you will not hire active members of the jihad, pro-jihad organizations? Do you still have that hardline policy there at OxyFresh where
That's
you
pretty
personally,
hardline.
Matt, you say, I'm not going to hire members of Hezbollah? Do you still do that, or are you still kind of on the fence there? Well, I didn't know what your policy was there.
In the current climate of things, we kind of have to, if they're not gone down the road of Hezbollah yet.
So your family members who are active members of the jihadi Hezbollah group, you won't hire those people?
Nope, but it's actually not because they're jihadi. It's just because my family.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you had a passive-aggressive approach where you're like, hey, here's the deal. As my newest hire, we're going to do a carpet cleaning today on a minefield. So you're going to run out there and try to clean those mines.
Be amazed how many people do call me from the Middle East, though.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, okay. So now we move on now.
Right,
Time-wasting activity number 4. Stop lamenting about hostile competitors and emotionalizing complaints. So I'm sure you've never run into this before, Matt Klein, but you know how there might be a competitor who leaves a bad review, but they have not used your service in the past. So as a negative marketing move, they go in and write a 2-page, it's almost like a piece of it's like a Shakespearean piece of artwork. They're writing some really hot literature it's 100% fictional, saying about how bad your company is, and if people knew the real truth. The fake Glassdoor reviews are my favorites, or the trolls who write false negative things on Reddit or Glassdoor or Google or Facebook. Matt, help somebody out that's still emotionalizing the last negative review they got.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy for me. If you have somebody that you're competing with that is going out of their way to hurt your business, they themselves have already lost the game. So just don't play it with them, right? While they're giving you more traction and web traffic and giving you more reviews, even though negative, right? All you have to do is just bury it with 10 reviews. Just bury reviews. They've helped you. They've made that number higher. If you go into that game where you're going to go back and forth, then they just won that one, right? Again, spend your time on things that are going to help your business. Hurting someone else's business is not actually going to help your business. It's taking time away from what you can be doing to help your business.
I remember
Do not go down that road. It's going to hurt you.
I remember JB asked me to come up to Denver when John decided to hire you, and he said, Clay, you got to meet Matt. This is a great new guy we brought on. And Matt and I got to talking, and I don't know if you remember this or if you blacked out due to just your unbelievable empathy for me at the time, but I said, Matt, somebody's written a bad review about my podcast. And I remember you were like, hey, buddy, you just got to let it go. Just let it flow. They've already lost the game if they're writing negative reviews about you. And I'm just saying, Matt, this is audio of me where I really hit the low point. And I'd like for you to share if you remember what you said to me to pull me out of the trenches, because I was lamenting. Let me cue up the audio real quick. Let me get this is me. I was by the printer. If you remember, I was by the printer, and I think JB had said, could you print me a document? And I said, yes, I shall print you the document. What document do you want? And then he said, what do you want? And then Chris looks at JB and says, Clay, we would like for you to print off the franchise disclosure document. We had a recent franchisee inquire about buying a franchise. And if you could just print off the document, they will be here for a discovery day. And JB can't remember this. You probably can't remember this. I know Chris doesn't. A lot of people will even deny this happened. But I go to get it off the printer, and I was still subconsciously, Matt, still lamenting about the bad review I got on my podcast. And this is me, and I'll cut it off, and then you can tell me what you said to me to pull me out of my doom loop. So this was me right when I realized that the printer, you know the error code, Matt, the freaking error code on that community printer, that error code? Mm-hmm. Oh, that error code was going off. And something about that mixed with my dystopia caused for me being still upset about this false allegation on the bad review. I hit print. It would not print. And this is what I said.
Then as you're crying, what happens is it starts to feel good that you're crying like that.
That was you kind of coaching me through it. You're like, Clay, as you're crying, it's going to start to feel good.
And what you do is you latch on to one phrase that you just repeat over.
And I'm like, that's so true, Matt. I do that.
Over again. Just something that means something to you. You're like, I did my best. I did my best.
Do you remember that, Matt? What did you say to get me out of that doom loop?
I didn't say I didn't say you did your best. I said grow up.
Oh, my bad.
That's what it was.
And the problem was I couldn't hear you because I was so engaged by the Ladies' Home Journal article I was reading that I couldn't quite pay attention. I was making myself a potpourri basket using recycled parts from around the house from that incredible Ladies' Home Journal article I was reading as a way to sort of coach my tortured soul. You said just grow up? Is that what you said?
Yeah. You don't remember that?
No.
You started crying more after I said that, but then you got it together.
No, I remember because right after you said that, I remember saying,
I did my best. I did my best.
And it was just this weird interaction. And I ended up waking up. I woke up. I had one black eye and several lash marks and a note that said, "Your special friend, grow up." And it was signed M-Town.
Me.
You don't remember that? Okay.
Exactly how I remember it.
Okay. All right. Fine. All right. So, Josh, what would you say for somebody who's in their 40s, their 30s, and they still can't get over the false bad review?
Well, that was really powerful what Matt said of just grow up. I mean, it is
so mean though.
It's really, I don't know, taboo to say it these days, but maybe a little suck it up, Buttercup. I mean, it's not. you only. Nobody can make you mad. Nobody can make you sad. Nobody can make you respond in a negative way. It's what you choose to do. So if things aren't going well, choose to find the positive thing that you can do and the positive outlet you can do. And whatever that may be for you, maybe it is building a beautiful potpourri basket, or maybe it is going to a Nuggets game, or maybe it's going and hitting some golf balls. Maybe it's telling your wife you love her and holding her while you cry on her shoulder, whatever that may be. But just get over it and not quit being offended and having your feelings hurt, because if somebody says something negative about you, their power is only in how you let it affect you. That's it. So just grow up.
Now, Matt, this final time waster, it seems nice. It seems good. It seems like a good use of activity. You may say to yourself, wow, this seems like a good thing I should be doing. It is top time-wasting activity number 5. Networking with broke people and spending hours of prime time meeting with men or women without money at local luncheons. So it starts off like, Matt, could we meet for lunch? I have, as a group of men, a group of women, we are gathered together on behalf of the greater Lakewood community to raise money to help support people who are upset about the recent election results. Some are in favor of medical marijuana, some are not, but the people who are not in favor of it are meeting to have a review of House Bill 723-4, and there's going to be great cheese cubes. There'll be a lot of realtors there, a lot of MLMers, a lot of multi-level people there, a lot of no money down real estate people there. They all have various business cards, all of which state that they are the CEOs. A lot of CEOs will be in attendance, Matt. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. We will speed network. Matt, talk to me about drawing boundaries for what kind of events you should and should not attend.
Yeah, this one is, it's a big time sucker. If you spend a lot of time in BNI groups, and those can be very valuable if you do them correctly and you spend the time to get to the decision maker. If you're just milling around and having conversations, spending money on cocktails you don't need, right, and you're never going to get anything from them, then you're just basically, you're just paying for a new friend. But if you can actually get to that end decision maker of whatever you're trying to do, whether you're trying to sell a product, whether you're trying to sell a house, whether you're trying to get into property managers like us, right, if you need to get to that end decision maker as fast as possible, because the more time you spend just milling around these things, that's time that you could have been doing, whether it's training your employees or whether it's looking at your actual marketing budget, whether it's looking at how you're actually performing on a local level with your customers, right? Because you can go out, at least for us, this is easy to us, because if you're not getting results in a BNI, just walk your butt down to a property management company and go have a conversation with them, because that's who you're trying to get in touch with anyways, right? So for us, at least in an OxyFresh standpoint, spend the time where you're going to get the best results. And for us, it's finding the decision maker as fast as possible.
Matt, I don't know what it is about you. There's something about the way Matt looks tonight. It takes my breath away. Did you use shampoo or something today, or what's the deal?
I used it today because.
What? You think you know somebody? You think you know them? You go on a show like this, you put yourself out there telling people you don't use shampoo, you're going natural, and then you now switch it up and use shampoo? What? Why?
Well, I lied. I didn't even take a shower today, so that was just a complete lie.
Oh, yes, the hits keep coming. If you're interested in buying an OxyFresh franchise, and I know you are, go to thrivetimeshow.com/OxyFresh. thrivetimeshow.com/OxyFresh. Matt, how many OxyFresh locations are in operation right now?
We're just at 400. Just reached it. We had a very, very good month on this last month we had 3 current franchisees expand to multiple territories, which is very good. And then we had about 3 new franchisees come in the system. So very exciting. We're right at that tipping number. I think by the end of the year, we should acquire and have about 20 more actual territories in operation by the end of the year.
I was looking at my show notes. I didn't have a chance to ask you this, but I'll just kind of let you think about it. The note I wrote says, remember to ask Matt Klein why he has only sold 400 locations when a real man would have sold 600. I don't know why I wrote that. I don't know who wrote it, though.
we're searching for those guys that can that can outperform us.
You are a great American.
I can just go sit Mai Tais on the beach.
You are a great American. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Have an awesome day.
See you, boss. And now, without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom!
Attend the world's best business workshop led by America's #1 business coach for free by subscribing on iTunes and leaving us an objective review. Claim your tickets by emailing us proof that you did it and your contact information to info@thrivetimeshow.com.
Darren, is this the amazing Darren?
This is the one and only.
One and only Darren. Hey, man, this is Eric Chupp from over at the Thrivetime Show.
Hey, you're bothering me. I'm reading Jackassery while I'm getting a tire change. Honest to God, I've got a highlighter. A green highlighter for quotes and a pink highlighter for content. I'm literally reading Jackassery as I'm waiting for my tire to get changed.
Good. Okay, here we go. Question 1 here. So what is your name and where are you from?
My name's Darren Ross. I'm from Kearney, Missouri, home of Jesse James.
Home of Jesse James. I did not know that. You educated me already. How did you originally hear about the Thrivetime Show workshop?
I've been listening to all his podcasts like crazy and going,
awesome.
That dude's pretty funny.
It's very funny. It's very funny. Well, if you've heard some goober on there they call Chupp, that's me. That's my last name. And so you'll probably hear me chiming in with some stuff pretty soon. But yeah, CHUPP, that's me. So
I listen to my podcast on my iPhone.
Yes.
And for some reason on iTunes, I don't know, it stops with season 5, but I guess you can get them all online. Is that correct?
That's the way. Yeah, they take them off after a certain number, and he records so much content that it only goes back that far. But they're all posted on the website that you can get to for free as well.
I did not know that iTunes took them off.
Yeah, it only loads up so many of them, and then so that's why we make sure and host them on the website as well, so that you got access to all of them.
Yeah, I told him the other day. I spent some time with Clay Friday, Saturday morning, I guess, beforehand.
Oh, cool.
I got there about 6:30, and I was just telling him. I said, we sold our company. I started a company in my dorm room selling apparel, custom apparel, and promotional products to the fraternity and sorority market, and we ran that business for like almost 31 years, and I sold it at the end of 17, and I've been literally I can't even tell you how many seminars, conferences, coaching programs, courses, masterminds. I probably spent 180 to 220 grand over the years. And I told my wife and even my mom, I said, this is the best 2-day one. This is the best conference I've ever been to, even though it was only 2 days and driving distance and $37. I'm like,
right.
So I bought everything. I bought every book he had except the one. I think there was one I didn't buy. But
that's great.
Yeah, it just seems it's so practical, you know. It's just all of them want to sell you the next seminar and the next coaching program, and
well, I tell
just
you,
didn't feel like
Clay. You know, Clay, he built this program for business owners by business owners, kind of like FUBU, right? For us, by us.
Yeah.
Because he was the exact same place you were, right? He went to all these seminars and experienced all the upsells, all this crap, and he's like, why can't somebody just not tell me what to do? I just want somebody to tell me what to do. So I'm glad to hear that.
I know, man. And, you know, it's funny because I have literally spent, you know, I've known for the last several years I want to get into some sort of mentoring and training or coaching entrepreneurs because I just knew that they're missing something. Yeah. And I was having a gal build me a website, a WordPress website back in February. And she had sent me 2 or 3 different sites to look at just for ideas and content because I wanted to kind of have the core of it on how to grow your business while keeping faith and family first. So that was kind of my niche. And she sent me 3 or 4 websites, and your all's was one of them. And I'm like, who is this? I've never even heard of Clay Clark. I've never even heard of Thrive.
Wow.
And I looked at it. I'm like, this is the coolest freaking thing I've ever seen. So I signed up for the conference within just a matter of a few days.
That's
and then,
awesome.
Of course, I started listening to his website, started listening to all his podcasts in March. But I'm like, this is spot on. It's no fluff and no crap. It's just straight to the point.
That is awesome. Well,
and I've been I jumped on the podcast probably back in March of 2019, and I've probably listened to 75 of them since then, and listened to about 2 a day.
That's awesome. That's where all the meat is, right on the bone, right there, right? That podcast has so much information.
That's true.
Well, what kind of business do you guys have, and what were you looking to learn at the workshop?
Well, actually, I sold our company. I started a company in my dorm room in 1987. We grew it and built it over about almost 31 years. We did custom apparel and promotional items. We manufactured those items for different organizations and associations, college fraternities and sororities. So I sold that business at the end of 17. So actually, I'm kind of in limbo right now trying to figure out my next move.
But you are probably a kindred spirit with Clay on the college entrepreneurship.
Very much so. I started in my dorm room. I had a phone booth literally right next to my dorm. That's where I conducted all my business on a payphone for the first several months.
That's amazing. Well, how would you describe the atmosphere of Clay's office and team?
You know what? My wife, I'm going to tell you this. My wife's not a conference goer. She came with me, and I literally had to beg her. It was our anniversary. June 7th was our anniversary. I literally had to beg her.
You brought her to our conference on your anniversary.
On my 22nd wedding anniversary.
You
I said,
wild
you man.
man.
Got to come. We were at the Holiday Inn Express like 5 minutes away. I said, you got to come. She's like, I'm not coming. I'm like, you got to come. I was texting her. So I finally got her to come. I said, just come over lunch. I said, you can even sit here. So she came, and literally she had tears in her eyes because she was crying so hard at some of the stuff Clay was doing. But I've always been a person that I love cool company Christian culture. That's my deal. I love companies that have cool company Christian. So I have a phone full of pictures and videos of just the office atmosphere alone, because that was one of the coolest things about the whole deal is just the office atmosphere.
It's very intentional, right? Like you can tell some thought went into everything, and there's stuff everywhere, right?
Stuff everywhere, quotes all over the place, frames all over the place, in the bathrooms. I mean, I've never seen anything like. And I've been to a lot of cool companies. I had the inside private tour of Dave Ramsey's organization several years ago, and I've been to a lot of places over my lifetime and businesses, and it's probably the coolest one I've been to.
Well, that is great to hear. It wasn't on accident, and so we really tried to build that inviting and kind of high energy, high pace, really cool, eclectic environment because we know like we got to keep everybody on their toes to learn, and we want to laugh and learn. So I love hearing that from you. I was
laughing.
That's good. How would you describe Clay's delivery and presentation style?
Off the charts. I mean, just kind of basically leaving you wanting more and more all the time. I mean, I had just pages and pages of notes, and there was never a dull or boring moment, and it was all just nuts and bolts, man. There was no fluff. It was just all straight to the point that any business owner can listen, learn, and apply.
What is one of the most valuable things that you did learn while you were at this workshop this past weekend?
Just the importance of the search engine and website optimization.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really. I mean, we've fiddled around with websites over the past, but never really got much, if any, business from them. It was just one of those deals where we felt like it was a necessary evil, and we always looked at it as a necessary evil. But now that I have dug into your all site and look how well it's put together, and I've even checked out some of the sites of people that you had at the conference or that I met at the conference, and it is true, they all are on the definitely first page of Google, and usually within the first one or two people after the paid ads.
Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I never heard about, I'd heard of, obviously I heard of Google reviews and video reviews, but I never knew the importance of them, and I never had heard the term canonical compliance and all that. So
very good. Canonical compliance, that's getting into the technicalities right there, isn't it?
But it's just, and I spent some time with your SEO guy, Ben, and a couple other folks, and they just kind of broke a few things down. I'm like, it really is important.
And the cool thing is, it's every other SEO company I've ever talked to or I've heard from or of, they all like put this cloud around it, and it's this mystic type of thing, and like Clay is breaking it down to it. No, you do this, this, and this, and you can control these things, and you'll be topping Google before you know it.
Well, I'm going to just tell you this. When I was in business several years ago, we had hired a company back in the early 2000s, right when the internet was coming on strong, and we had hired a company to do a really killer website for us. And, of course, I had a consultant on staff, and the consultant, I was paying them, and they said, you need to have this cool website built. So we spent like $85,000, and it never worked. And at the same time, the consulting company said, oh, by the way, you need to have this really cool ERP system, which takes care of everything, accounting, order entry. So we had an ERP system being built, a website being built. Neither one of them worked worth a darn. So we walked away with about $170,000 less in our pocket. And to be honest with you, straight up front, I've always had a really bad taste in my mouth about technical and web people.
Yeah.
So we built our business over the first 10 or 15 years on catalog direct mail. So I was like, I don't need web. I don't need the internet. I'm going to keep going internet or keep going direct mail. But I just got to put that behind me and listen, learn from the lessons and move on.
There you go. You check the fruit on the tree first, right? That's
right. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you too. How many conferences have you been to, and how much did those cost you? And like, how did they?
You know what?
In the past,
I've got a spreadsheet. I'm not at my office right now. Okay. I've got it right on the front page of my Mac, on the desktop of my Mac. I have courses I've purchased, and courses and/or conferences. And do you want just conferences only, or?
Oh, everything.
Oh my gosh, probably if you were to add up courses, conferences, coaching, and masterminds, I would say, excluding travel, probably 200,000, and that's probably 75 of them.
That's a pretty penny right there, huh?
That's a lot, yeah. And I wish I had that back. And I just heard about Clay about 25 years ago, but then he would only been like 13,
Yeah, or maybe 8. I don't even know. Yeah. Well, that's awesome, and I appreciate you saying that. My last question for you here is, why, in your mind, does everybody need to attend at least one Thrivetime Show workshop?
Because what they're currently exposed to or what they've been learning is probably not the right information and the right content or the right way to go about it. And if they were to attend a Thrivetime workshop, I think they would just be blown away at the simplicity and the how easy it is to break it all down and implement it. And then the big thing is to have someone like your all's team, for what you all charge per month is a bargain. And I even asked people, I said, does it really include this, and this? They're like, oh yeah, they do everything for us.
Yeah.
So
design,
I think that's
videography, photography, you name it.
Yeah, I mean, what you all are charging a month for some of this stuff, I mean, that, you could spend that on a 5 or 6 minute video.
Yeah, easily.
If you hired a videographer. So I don't know. I told my wife the other day, or my mom too. I said I'm going back. I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to come back down there. I told my wife also. I said, I just want to start a business so I can have these guys help me implement everything.
Well,
I've never had anybody. Huh?
I was gonna say that's the best endorsement we could get right there. I think that's.
Yeah, it was so cool. The wow factor was there that I was like, I want to get a new business started. And and Clay talked to me when we talked before that conference on Saturday. He said, "Hey, have you ever thought about franchising?" He said it might be a good option. And I'm like, I never really gave it a thought because I always ran my own show and.
Right.
But the systems are all built and right there in place for you. So I don't know. I'm kind of kicking that around too, but.
Well, that might be a good move for you, my friend. So
it could be.
All right, I'm gonna cut the jackassery out now. We'll let you get back to doing your diligent reading that you're doing there. But Dan, I just wanted to say thank you first and foremost for coming to the conference and being a diligent doer, and really, really appreciate the time that you took to talk to me about this and kind of give us an overview of what you thought about the workshop.
Well, I'll plan on being back to another one. It'll probably be August or October.
Oh, that's great, man. Well, hey, since Clay's going to turn this into a show, I'm going to count backwards from 3. We're going to do a 3, 2, 1, boom, okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom!
Wow!
So you're now a podcast celebrity.
I was just listening this morning. Does he really do 9 a week?
Uh-huh. Yeah, when we first started, I probably did, I was going over there 6 days a week with him. He was recording from his basement. He had a studio set up over there. And we would record Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights, Fridays at like 2 or something, and then Saturday and Sunday mornings at 5 or 6 o'clock. And, man, me and him did that for 10 months, 9 months.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, we were putting out an insane amount of content. He's kind of scaled back a little bit, but he records 5 days a week and anywhere from 8 to 12 episodes every single week.
Every single week or every single day?
Every single week.
Oh. That's just, I was listening to one this morning. He said he was recording at the office because his home studio got flooded out.
Yep. 4 feet of water in his basement flooded our entire radio studio down there.
Oh, Billy.
That's horrible.
It was awful. And then the very next day, the river was coming up so high here from the Keystone Dam overflow that we had to evacuate the entire building like 2 days after that because they thought our building was going to flood too. And so he was like, we literally pulled everything that was in this office. We pulled it out. Because we were like, we can't have the house and the office flooding at the same time. We can't have that. So,
and this was going to be a question I was going to write on the board when I come to the next conference, but how come he doesn't do like most online marketers where when you go to your website, an opt-in box pops up and then he keeps dripping you content and information over every week? How come he doesn't do something like that?
He has, at this point, number one is to remember that him and Z built this as not the way to feed their family. This is like their passion project. So, therefore, we are extremely selective about who we take on as a client and, to be honest with you, who we allow to come to the conference. We turn down a lot of people for the conference every 2 months, and we turn down
Do
a
you
lot
really?
of yeah, because we're a business and we have to operate with margins and profit and all that stuff, but we'd like to keep a 160 client roster. And so Clay's very guarded about who he lets inside what he calls a circle, or the dojo of mojo, the garden of Zen up here, And so we don't necessarily want to be out in everybody's face with pop-ups and drip campaigns and all that stuff. We're very selective about who we work with because he has decided to design it that way. And we're not trying to mass produce and get 4,000 clients, right? We're trying to stick with in our 160 client roster, but he doesn't want to get any bigger than that. So we don't really do all these other marketing methods that we would teach clients. But that is the same stuff that he did with the wedding photography company or the DJ company or the wedding show and all the other things that he's been, Elephant in the Room and all the other businesses.
So he uses more drip campaigns on those kind of things than this.
Yeah, and one of the we're not too huge on the automated stuff. It's just kind of like pick your 3 or 4 marketing legs that are working, and then typically that's enough. The main problem is that team members aren't following up with the kind of like assertive attitude that they need to be following up, like the urgency of actual business. So that's typically what we find is that a lot of companies are getting leads, they're just not getting a hold of those leads, and it's all about calling them fast and calling them often.
Well, yeah, I mean, your people, I've had just 2 or 3 questions over the last 4 or 5 months on just whether it's conference questions or whatever. And heck, man, I always had either a phone call or an email. It was like most people have a contact form or something. And half the time you never even hear from anybody.
Never heard from you guys in 7 years. Is anybody there? Hello, is this thing on?
Yeah. And the conference wasn't real formal. I mean, it wasn't like you had to stand in line. They had to do a cavity search to make sure you're the right person that signed up. And I walk in, and what's her name? Not Amanda. Abby. She's like, "Oh, let me find your seat." And I'm like, it's just a different experience than most.
That's awesome. That's what we're trying to create. So I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, it is. No, but I plan on coming back. It'll probably be October, but
okay.
I'm hopefully by then I'll have something lined up.
Sounds awesome, man. That's good. Well, hey, I'll let you get back to reading your book. Anything else, you reach out to us. But enjoy those podcasts, and we can't wait to see you again, my friend.
My name is Jay Schroeder, and I am from Nashville, Tennessee. A lady I used for coaching told her I was looking for some sort of conference to get my mind thinking about business, and she found this, and I just flew out here a week later. No, I didn't think it was a scam. It piqued my interest because it's how I think. I think entrepreneurially, and it just, to me, right away it clicked. I've learned that our systems are not exactly where they need to be, and what we need to do, there's a plan in place. He has a plan in place to get you from where you are to where you need to go. It's great, man. It's not your typical corporate. It's got a phenomenal vibe. I love all the sayings on the wall. I love it. Love the smell. The smell outside is great. I love it. It's casual, but yeah, he knows exactly what he's talking about. There's nothing worse than standing and walking, listening to a guy in a suit, rambling at you. Love it. Great presentation. Yeah, interaction's great. You definitely feel comfortable asking a question if you need to. Questions from the rest of the people in the audience also helps. I mean, maybe stimulate more questions that you have. If you have an entrepreneurial mindset and you're trying to get from where you are to where you want to go, you have to come to this. They don't need to upsell it. Their product speaks for itself. If it's what you're looking for, it's what you're looking for. I would recommend it to anyone who wants to build their brand, build their business. Just the day, not even 2-day session yet. I mean, I've already got 100 ideas that I want to implement. And I'd recommend it for anyone who has an entrepreneurial mindset and who wants to build their business.
I am Carlos Plowd, and I am from Anaheim, California. I originally heard about it through Robert Redmond, which is my business coach, and he offered it to me for free in one of our sessions. I own TCP Commercial Contractors. I was just looking to learn better systems and better ways to structure my company to support growth. It was very exciting, very energetic, motivating, and inspiring. A lot of good people, good place to network. Clay's very funny, a lot of jokes, constantly laughing, but making good points and setting examples. One of the most valuable things is just not beating around the bush about getting rid of people that need to get out of the company, people that's costing you money. A lot of people are out for their selfish ambitions, and you don't want those type of people ruining your dream. My favorite aspect of the workshop is that the notes and the book and everything set up to where if you do miss something, there's always a backup way to get to it. Well, they are missing out on all the stuff that they think they know, but they don't know. And just having the atmosphere and the circle of people around you that's going to influence you, help you, and teach you the systems that you're going to need to know to get yourself to the next level.
My name is Austin Farr, and I am from Owensboro, Kentucky. I heard about the workshop from Pastor Brian Gibson. Clay actually came to church and spoke, and that was kind of where we were introduced to him and listened to him 6 days out of the week on the podcast. I own a carpet cleaning company, and I was looking forward to actually listening to John speak because he's in that same industry, and just taking away the different ways to reach customers, and the Purple Cow, and also the no-brainer was a big thing for me. The atmosphere here, when I walked in, I had seen pictures of it, and I was really anticipating getting to come here, but it's like super positive, inspiration, and it's like a great place just to hang out. Clay's delivery and his style is very like I know what I'm talking about. Like, he's really good at it. And it really is like attention grabbing. And I like it because when he's on something, he's really fixated and he like doesn't get off of it until he's finished. One of the most valuable things I've learned, I think, is just in general putting systems to work and actually put them in place and making them happen. If people do not attend this, I think they're actually losing out on ways to get free information, giving you an action step just to make your business work. So everybody needs to attend at least one Thrivetime show, workshop, because it will change your life.
Since I've been working with you, I would say from maybe 2 a week to probably close to 20 a week.
Repeat that one more time. You went from how many leads to how many leads?
2 a week to 20 a week. And that's calls in our office, real calls. The name of the company is Roof Angel. We're a commercial and residential roofing company. Currently, we're servicing Henderson, Kentucky, Owensboro, Kentucky, really the western, northern part of Kentucky, and south end of Indiana. Yeah. My first and last name is Jake Gibson, and the web address is it's www.roofangel.com.
Again, for anybody out there that might have blacked out when they heard that, I think you said you went from 2 calls per week or 2 leads a week to 20 leads a week. Maybe I got that wrong. Could you maybe share again just how much of an increase you've seen in the leads in these first 120 days?
Yeah, the increase, I mean, what would that's like 400%, maybe more. Sorry, that'd be 1,000%, I guess, right? 2 to 20. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
The increase has been massive.
It's wild. It's wild. It's unbelievable.
People are mad at me. A lot of companies here, it's not just roofing companies, they're mad at me because they're like, what are you doing that we're not doing? There's a lot of talk that just does not make sense to people. And I love it. I want to keep doing it. So, yeah. So my big claim to fame, roofers in a lot of industries, they have a bad name. So I want to make sure I want to set that straight, and I want to set a higher expectation. So when we go out to roofs, a lot of times we do free repairs even. We bring a caulk gun, we bring all the stuff we need on top of that roof. And if it's a simple fix, we're fixing it for free. Not for free because we want a Google review or a video review. But in that case, we're telling them, we're saying, hey, next time a storm comes by, we want to be your roofer, so give us a call. We're not chasing money, we're chasing just doing the right thing.
Folks, on today's show, we're going to interview a wonderful client who, it's kind of interesting because I've known of this man for years, and I've had the opportunity to work on a very close level with this man's uncle, I believe. So this man, his uncle, is the pastor of a church called His Church. It's Pastor Brian Gibson. It's called His Church. And I've had the opportunity to work with both pastors Brian and Jesse Gibson for years. And I kept hearing rumors about this family member they have that's got the entrepreneurial spirit and this guy who's going to go on to become super successful. And so we've had the opportunity to now work with the founder of roofangel.com and I believe the nephew of Pastor Brian Gibson. Jake Gibson, welcome onto the Thrivetime Show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, sir?
I'm excited to be here with you, and I want to just celebrate the wins and encourage somebody out there. So first off, your website, your company is roofangels.com. It's roofangel.com, singular, roofangel.com. Tell the listeners out there, what's the name of your company and what markets do you service?
The name of the company is Roof Angel. We're a commercial and residential roofing company. Currently, we're servicing Henderson, Kentucky, Owensboro, Kentucky, really the western, northern part of Kentucky, and south end of Indiana. Yeah.
And for anybody who wants to verify that you're real, can you tell us your first and last name and your web address?
Okay, yeah. My first and last name is Jake Gibson, and the web address is it's www.roofangel.com.
So for people who might be hearing this, who are in the market areas that you serve, what is it that sets Roof Angel apart from the other wonderful roofing companies that are in your market?
Yeah, so my big claim to fame, roofers in a lot of industries, they have a bad name. So I want to make sure, I want to set that straight, and I want to set a higher expectation. So when we go out to roofs, a lot of times we do free repairs even. We bring a caulk gun, we bring all the stuff we need on top of that roof. And if it's a simple fix, we're fixing it for free. Not for free because we want a Google review or a video review. But in that case, we're telling them, we're saying, hey, next time a storm comes by, we want to be your roofer, so give us a call. We're not chasing money. We're chasing just doing the right thing.
Now, one thing I wanted to brag on you about is you guys are diligent on the marketing efforts, and you're diligent in the actual fulfillment of the service. So you guys do a phenomenal job putting in the work on the marketing side and on the fulfillment side. And what's great about working with you, there's so many things, but one is you actually do the homework. And so I want to encourage everybody out there, if you say, what does a successful client look like? That's Jake Gibson and his team. Jake, can you share in the past, I think in the past maybe 90 days, maybe 120 days, I believe that you're receiving a fairly dramatic increase in the number of online leads that you're getting. How much of an increase have you seen in the online leads that you're receiving now versus where you were, let's say, 120 days ago?
I would say from maybe 2 a week to probably close to 20 a week.
Repeat that one more time. You went from how many leads to how many leads?
2 a week to 20 a week. And that's calls in our office, real calls.
Real calls. And again, I want everyone to hear this. You're putting in the work, but you're also whacking golf balls today. So walk the listeners through the mindset that you have when it comes to wowing your customers, whether it be through the fulfillment or through the actual marketing efforts. Walk the listeners out there through the mindset, because you are an example of a diligent doer. You are exactly what the Thrive Nation aspires to be like. What is the mindset that you have when it comes to knocking out what you said you would do for the clients as well as on the marketing side?
Yeah, so I have a mission. I want to fund the kingdom, and we only have so long on this earth. So hiring Clay as my coach, I know it's going to get me closer to that mission. So anything he tells me to do, if it's marketing, whatever, I'm going to pay for it.
Now, what's it like to have an uncle like Pastor Brian Gibson, a guy who likes to mix faith with action? You know, this is a guy who runs a church, but he also has he has a profound interest in business, but he also has an interest in growing the kingdom. Did you pick up on some of that mindset of being kingdom driven from Pastor Brian, from your uncle, or where did you get that idea of having a kingdom driven business?
Well, it started from my grandfather. He had one of the largest cattle companies in the United States at one point. Well, that fell, it crashed, and then I was inspired by my uncle next. I was inspired by my grandfather, then my uncle, but I had that entrepreneur spirit. My grandfather, he wasn't let's say like the faith guy, right? He just worked hard. He was a hard worker. So I knew if I mixed faith and I tithed and I gave offerings, I knew that I would be blessed even more than that. So I have a high expectation for myself, knowing where my grandpa got, knowing I have to beat that, because now I'm giving, I'm serving, I'm, all that good stuff. There's a lot of pressure on me with my uncle being a pastor.
Now,
a faith guy.
I want to get into this. The Hebrews chapter 11, I'll pull it up on the screen here. Hebrews chapter 11 is a unique section of the Bible where God outlines all of these wonderful people that had massive faith, but they actually took action. And I don't know that a lot of people read this enough. I don't know that I talk about it enough on the show. Perhaps I could crank it up here, but let me just read this to you real quick here. It says, by faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. By faith, Jacob, when he was dying, blessed both the sons of Joseph and worshipped, leaning upon the top of his staff. By faith, Joseph, when he died, made mention of the departing of the children of Israel and gave commandment concerning his bones. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents because they saw he was a proper child and they were afraid of the king's commandment. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. By faith, folks, it's by faith. It says, by faith they passed through the Red Sea as by dry land, which the Egyptians assaying to do were drowned. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after they were compassed about 7 days. By faith, the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not when she had received the spies with peace. And it goes on and on. It says, Who through faith subdued the kingdoms, wrought, and you hear over and over, faith, 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 but it's action and faith. And why I wanted to have you on this show today is you're mixing faith with action, and it's a profound thing. You're not getting, when we get on our coaching calls, you're not saying, Clay, how do I get motivated to take action? You're just saying, I've got faith. I know it works. Show me what to do. Please let us into your mindset. I want to clone you, but it's not ethical. What is the mindset you have? Faith with action.
Man, I have crazy faith. I pray a lot. I start off by devouring the word in the morning, dividing in the evening. So I'll pray for, I don't know, I pray for an hour in the morning, just all day long. And I pray crazy, right? I'm calling in $1 million contracts. For the first, we've been open, we opened Roof Angel 4 months ago. Our first contract we had was for 1.1 million, because I had faith for that. So with that, I expect it to happen because I know if I'm praying for it, and I put the action behind it, it's going to happen every time. And I've seen it time and time again.
It's just a radical thing you just said. So let's get back into the brass tacks before you have to go whack some golf balls.
Yeah.
Asking you, I say, hey, Jake, when you got to wow your customers. You said, no problem. That's what I do. I said, now I need you to go out there and gather an objective review from your customers. You said, no problem. I say, Jake, I need you every single week to do VISM. You say, what's VISM? I said, you got to get video testimonials or video examples. You got to get images of your work, drone footage of the roofs you're working on. S, search engine content, we got to write that. And N, we got to get more Google reviews. Can you walk us through your mindset? Because every week, I know that faithfully on Saturday, now that we're in that great flow, I know when I call you at 6 a.m., you're going to have the videos in that folder, the images in the folder, you're going to have the reviews. What is the mindset that you have to bundling all those action items and getting the video testimonials or video examples, images, and more Google reviews? You do it every week. VISM, videos, images, search engine, more Google reviews. What's that mindset you have that allows you to get that done?
Yeah, I've seen it work time and time again, and I don't want to reinvent something that's already been done. I believe that we only have so long on earth to get something done, right, before we go to heaven. And with that, I want to be coached, and I already know the system works, so I just want to tackle that so I can get further down the road to do my assignment that God sent me to do. I mean, that's it.
Final two
It's
questions.
simple.
Final two questions in 120 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
Question number one here. For people out there that are thinking about coming to one of our workshops, you've been to the workshops or thinking about having us coach them in their business, what do you say to somebody? They're going to thrivetimeshow.com. They've seen maybe thousands of testimonials, but they're on the fence. What do you say to somebody out there that says, I don't know? What do you say to someone who's on the fence?
Yeah, don't be on the fence. Just do it. I mean, you're investing in yourself, your family. So really, if you love your kids and your family and you want to, build a legacy, just go to these conferences. They're amazing. I took my guys to them, and we got back from the conference, and I mean, they started probably tripling their sales. They were hyped just to see that, because I'm kind of in a small town, so people don't have that mindset yet. But being around the guys that Clay attracts, it got everybody on fire.
Final question for you. Again, for anybody out there that might have blacked out when they heard that, I think you said you went from 2 calls per week or 2 leads a week to 20 leads a week. Maybe I got that wrong. Could you maybe share again just how much of an increase you've seen in the leads in these first 120 days?
Yeah, the increase, I mean, what would that's like 400%, maybe more. Sorry, that'd be 1,000%, I guess, right? 2 to 20. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
the increase has been massive.
It's wild. It's unbelievable.
People are mad at me. A lot of companies here, it's not just roofing companies, they're mad at me because they're like, what are you doing that we're not doing? There's a lot of talk that just does not make sense to people. And I love it. I want to keep doing it. So
all right,
it amps me.
Well, go whack the golf ball. I appreciate you very much. And again, thanks for living up to the hype. Your uncle has been telling me for years. He says, Clay, once Jake finds his thing, he's like, this guy, he's already had a lot of success. He's a diligent doer. And he's like, I'm telling you, once he finds that repeatable thing, I can just see this guy going to the next level. So thank you so much. And in the background, I think we're being video bombed by somebody who's a beautiful
You are.
This guy.
What's up, Clay?
What's up? Who is this guy, Jake? Tell the listeners who this guy is.
This is a #1 salesman right here.
Oh, yeah.
This guy got a revolver. He got 40 reviews and won a revolver. So
I've heard good things about you, sir. Now, for people that want to look you up and verify you're real, sir, what's your first and last name?
Rex Minton.
Rex, God's gift to sales right there, Rex. Thank you,
Yes,
Rex.
sir.
Appreciate you, Jake. Have a great day.
All right, you too, Clay. Thank you.
All right.
What I've seen from Clay and his group at Thrive is they'll give you a simple system, and it's the simple systems are the ones that people can wrap their brain around. They're the ones that people can work with on a day-to-day basis. And that simplicity brings power with it. So it shocked me how simple some of the stuff is. And at times I'm like, why didn't I think about that? Workflow creation, systematic marketing, and coaching has helped our church so much. You know, the workflow creation is what it really is they're going to look and see every moving part of your church, of your ministry, what needs to be done. And it's going to go up on a massive board. And so now what it does is it takes what you know needs to be done out of your heart and out of your head, really takes the pressure, the stress off your shoulders, and it puts it on the board where your entire team, your ministry can see exactly what you want them to do every day. And so they know this is the playbook, this is what we're doing. And then there's laser sharp accountability with a meeting afterwards. Did it get done or not? I'll tell you, it's changed the way we execute as a church so fast. And it's produced really an excitement because people they want to get done. If they know what they're supposed to do, a good person wants to get it done. It's been massive for our team. The systematic marketing has really been like this. In the past, we used to market and we would try something. I've done everything, billboards, ads, mailers, internet, Facebook, but we would run something for so long and then we wouldn't see that it was producing the results we want. Instead of staying consistent, we would jump to another horse. Then we would jump to another horse. And what systematic marketing does is it makes you pick some things and stick with it. And then the coaching is massive. And I think having a coach that looks and sees what you're doing and can come help you make small adjustments. I believe those small tweaks, once he gets everything set up, those small tweaks can make massive differences. And a great coach doesn't even have to play your sport, right? Doesn't even have to do what you do. A coach has an eye to see things that you can't see or to see it from a different angle. And just having that extra eye on what I do and just, hey, have you thought about this? It's making all the difference in the world. What Clay Clark and his team can provide for your church that you can't do in-house and I can't do in-house. Well, what's been massive for me is that search engine optimization, how to get to the top of Google, taking care of transcribing all of my sermons to drive me up the list on Google, stuff that I don't think about and I don't have time to do. I've got all these things I have to do as a pastor, right? I have sermons to preach. I have a staff to manage. I have a budget to take care of. I got sick folk to see about. I have a team that has to do that. You know how it is. You got to marry people. You got to bury people. We're never going to stay in a dark room with a keyboard optimizing our Google presence. And these guys do that kind of thing for you. Also, if you're at a couple hundred member church, I remember how hard it was back in the day to take care of the website needs, to come up with graphic design. And these guys are available to you for sermon slides, getting that kind of stuff done where you can have a sharp looking presentation of the gospel. And it takes it off you, it puts it on them at a very reasonable price. I really believe Clay Clark and his team can help a church with limited resources in a big way. I know what it's like to be a church of limited resources. My wife and I, we walked into a town where we didn't know anybody. We had a Bible and we just had a few bucks in our pocket. And somebody introduced us to a couple of families. We started going there. So I know what it's like to be a church of two, and I know what it's like to be a church of 2,000 in two different campuses now, 1,000 apiece, and everywhere in between. So I love churches at every level. I believe God wants them all to grow. And I think about the needs I had back in the day, the lack of direction I had. Man, I was working 80 hours a week all the time. But a lot of times I was a shotgun instead of a rifle. I think when you start, you can really hone in with the right coaching. You can get a lot of your different needs met in one place. Instead of having somebody on marketing and somebody on showing you how to do systems and somebody on graphic design, Thrive can do a lot of that for you at a very reasonable cost. I think it's a great place to invest in the life of your ministry. I'm telling you, I think you can get the results you want with the coaching here faster than any other way. It's going to be powerful.
It's been tremendous. I can't say enough about it. Carter keeps me accountable. He keeps me focused on working on on the business and implementing things that we need to work on to keep growing the business. When we first started with you, I had 4 employees, and now I'm up to 10 employees. And it's all because of the work we're getting. We're getting more and more work. Clay, I was suffocating. I was, like I said, I was doing the business since 2009, and everything was going through me. And at a point, it's a breaking point, and that's where I think businesses just cave in and give up. And I found you on Rumble, and I started listening to you, and I told myself that it's possible. This guy's system is possible, and I can see hope, and I could keep the business going. And I just encourage people, if you're on the fence, get off the fence and try it. What do you have to gain? Everything. There's a proven path. There's a way to get through it, and there's hope, and the vision becomes clear. You're not stuck. I would join and learn from them and implement, be a diligent doer. Just, does it happen in one day? No. Does it happen in one week? No. But if you're just willing to keep trying and peck at it and peck at it, you'll see it turning. You'll see some improvement, and you'll get hope, and your vision will clear up. It's Jay Poole, and my web address is absoluteheatingcooling.com. We're pretty much a suburb of south of Seattle, and so we service the West Seattle to Lakewood area, and from the water, Puget Sound water, all the way to Maple Valley. I've been in the industry over 20 years. I started my business in 2009. We're basically a family-owned heating and cooling company, and we provide quality installation, repair, and service on all heating and cooling systems, gas fireplaces, gas hot water tanks. Prior to joining your system, I was overwhelmed. And that's because I didn't understand the difference between working in my business and working on my business. I pretty much equated to I'm an HVAC technician having entrepreneurial seizures because I didn't know the difference between working in and working on it. Give up hope. There's a path out of your misery, and that's joining the Thrivetime and reading books and learning and being a doer. Prior to joining Thrivetime, I wasn't a reader, and now I am. And I just started out with telling myself, I love to read, I love to read, I love to read. I didn't start that day reading, but it just kept soaking in. And I picked up a book and I started reading. And that gave me hope and a vision. And that's what people need. We're a family HVAC company. We do residential and light commercial. We specialize in quality installation, quality repair, and quality service.
How much of an impact has it made on your business having your website updated and reinvigorated?
Oh, tremendously. We had a website through another contractor, and we barely got any leads. I probably could count them, and we had it up for over a year or more, and I can count on one hand how many leads we got off it. And now we've been with you going on 10 months, and we get leads. It's amazing.
On today's show, we're interviewing a client who is having success because he's putting in the work. And this just in, nothing works unless we work, right? Nothing works unless you and I put in the effort. And so I'm super honored and excited to interview a diligent doer, a person who says, look, just show me the proven path. I'll put in the work. He's the man with a plan, and he's on today's show. Jay, welcome on to the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks, Clay.
Now, Jay, for people that want to look you up and verify you're real, can you tell us your first and last name and your web address so people can go look you up?
Yeah, it's Jay Poole, and my web address is absoluteheatingcooling.com.
And where are you guys based, or maybe what markets do you, what areas of the marketplace do you service?
We're pretty much a suburb of south of Seattle, and so we service the West Seattle to Lakewood area, and from the water, Puget Sound water, all the way to Maple Valley.
And how long have you been in this particular industry?
I've been in the industry over 20 years. I started my business in 2009.
And what are all the services that you guys provide so people can have a little bit of a context?
Uh, we're basically a family-owned heating and cooling company, and we provide quality installation, repair, and service on all heating and cooling systems, gas fireplaces, gas hot water tanks.
Now, I'm going to pull up something on my screen, and you can analyze this, and you might rebuke it and say, Clay, you're out of your mind. But I'm going to pull it up so the listeners can follow my logic or lack thereof. But if we go to usdebtclock.org, which I encourage people not to do, but if you go there, you'll see the U.S. population is sitting at 342 million right now. And there are just 9 million self-employed people. So you have, less than 2.5% of our population is self-employed. And for anybody who doesn't like quick math, let me break it down. If 10% of our population was self-employed, that'd be 34 million. But it's not 34, it's 9 million. So you have 2.5% of our population is self-employed. And then Inc. Magazine, but this is Inc. Magazine. Inc. Magazine is reporting now that 96% of businesses fail. Who's saying this? Inc. Magazine. Why are they saying this? Because it's true. And so what happens is, Jay, I meet entrepreneurs all the time who come to our conference or they listen to our podcast and they say, Clay, I don't think it's possible to grow my company. I don't think it's possible to get unstuck. And I think we get used to being stuck. I think we get used to it. We almost endure it. We almost go, well, I'm just going to be stuck here. Could you share with the listeners, how much have you been able to grow this year since you and I have been able to team up?
Tremendously. Prior to joining your system, I was overwhelmed. And that's because I didn't understand the difference between working in my business and working on my business. I pretty much equated to I'm an HVAC technician having entrepreneurial seizures because I didn't know the difference between working in and working on it.
We have a wonderful listener I just talked to moments ago, and maybe you could say something to her or maybe people out there. She says, look, I'm so overwhelmed. And we haven't had the opportunity to really guide her down a path. I mean, we're just getting to know this person, and she's like, I'm so overwhelmed. I just feel like I'm swamped. I feel like I'm stuck. I almost feel like giving up, but she's got a lot of money invested in the thing. What do you say to somebody who hasn't gone through our system yet, so they're not where you are, and they maybe feel stuck?
Don't give up hope. There's a path out of your misery, and that's joining the Thrivetime and reading books and learning and being a doer. Prior to joining Thrivetime, I wasn't a reader, and now I am. And I just started out with telling myself, I love to read, I love to read, I love to read. I didn't start that day reading, but it just kept soaking in, and I picked up a book and I started reading. And that gave me hope and a vision, and that's what people need.
It's interesting you say that because there was a client of mine, I won't mention his name, but he was telling me, I really don't like to read books, let alone write them. I don't like to read books, and I definitely don't want to write them. And now this particular individual, I'll be vague about what he does and what industry he's in, but now he writes books and he sells thousands of them. And he had to tell himself, okay, if you're telling me you know how to turn an idea into a book. And he said to me, well, why would somebody want to read my book? And I go, because you have a problem that you can solve. And I know that you uniquely can solve the problem. So you could write a book that will teach people how to solve the problem, and people will pay for the solution. So with your company now, you're in the industry where you're doing, you solve problems. What kind of problems do you solve for your company?
Well, on the technical level or on the business level?
On the technical level, like what kind of problems, when a customer calls you, what problems are they typically having?
Lots of times that they don't have no heat or they don't have no cooling. And so they want us to come out and diagnose the problem and be forthright and not go there with the idea, I'm going to find a reason to upsell them on a new system when in reality, they just need a part replaced or they just need a general tune-up, a precision tune-up. And that's what we provide.
So what we do, and we work with every client, is we basically want to attack 13 areas of business improvement all at one time. And the first area is knowing your goals. And I always sit down with a client. We try to figure out, where are you now versus where do you want to get to? And I don't want you to share on today's show your, specific financial numbers. But as far as knowing your goals, how much did that help you initially, just having somebody working with you on a weekly basis that was aligned to help you achieve those goals?
Tremendously. I learned about tracking my numbers. I learned about accounting. I wasn't doing any of that. And so, talking to Carter, who's my coach, he's helped me to understand those things and to realize those goals and put the numbers down and look at them every day to keep working for that.
This is powerful, folks. And again, someone says, well, this doesn't seem like a super complicated, circular, emotional-based interview. This seems very literal. That's what it is. Box number 2, you got to know your break-even numbers. You got to know, how much some things do I have to sell to break even? And again, I'm not asking you to share your specific numbers, but how much does it help you to know, hey, we got to sell at least this much to pay my mortgage or my utilities or just to break even?
Well, it gives you peace of mind that you can make your employee wages paid, a peace of mind that you're going to be able to pay your rent, peace of mind that you can buy equipment so you can install it the next week.
And for people out there that don't know your industry, would you also refer to your industry as HVAC? Is that what people call HVAC?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, we're a family HVAC company. We do residential and light commercial. We specialize in quality installation, quality repair, and quality service.
Now, I talked to a gentleman today who happens to be in California, true story, who does what you do in the California area. And I hear all the time, people will say, because I'm in California, you don't understand. It's tough out here in California. It's tough. In one of our great clients, they're in New York. And I remember talking to this client, they're in New York, and they go, you don't understand what it's like to be a New York business owner. It is tough. And what I find is no matter where people live, they always will find that is the excuse that they're going to give themselves if they want to. Or I find people, no matter where in the country they live, they'll make that the kind of the motivator. They'll say, in spite of the fact that I live in this city or this state or wherever, I'm going to have success. Do you feel like that the success you're having is accelerated because you live just outside of Seattle? I mean, is Seattle booming? Is that what's driving your success?
Yeah, Seattle area and the suburbs are highly densely populated. But what's generated our success is the integrity and the honesty that we deal with the customer. People are craving for contractors to be truthful. And when you are, and you deal with them on that level, they become your relational customer.
I believe
a long-time customer.
I believe in that. I believe in that. Now, box number 4, we have to figure out your unique value proposition. I want everybody to go with me right now. We're going to go to the website, absoluteheatingcooling.com. Everybody put it in your web browser right now. Search for it. Find it, absoluteheatingcooling.com. Everybody go there right now. I'm going there. You're going there. Everybody's going there. absoluteheatingcooling.com. What we have to do with your business, Jay, and for every business, is we've got to make your website look first class. And it doesn't mean that your website is done. We're not done improving it, but we have to get it done, and then we have to keep perfecting it until it's perfect. So I want to get your thought here. With your website right now, how much of an impact has it made on your business having your website updated and reinvigorated?
Oh, tremendously. We had a website through another contractor, and we barely got any leads. I probably could count them, and we had it up for over a year or more, and I can count on one hand how many leads we got off it. And now we've been with you going on 10 months, and we get leads. It's amazing.
You're getting leads. And again, if you're watching this show and you say, I feel discouraged, I feel like I'm frustrated, I'm telling you, Jay can do it, you can do it. Next box number 5, you got to improve that branding. Your website, your print pieces, your auto wraps, everything has to be awesome or nothing, great or nothing. Jay, how much has it helped you knowing that, hey, frankly, I mean, full disclosure, you're paying us $1,700 a month, and that includes everything. So we guide you down the path, but knowing that you have how much, I guess, has that helped you knowing that you have a team that's going to do everything that we're asking you to do from a branding perspective, website, photography, video, search engine, video, online ads, all of that's included in that flat monthly fee?
It's been tremendous. I can't say enough about it. Carter keeps me accountable. He keeps me focused on working on the business and implementing things that we need to work on to keep growing the business. When we first started with you, I had 4 employees, and now I'm up to 10 employees. And it's all because of the work we're getting. We're getting more and more work.
Amen. And that's why we do it. Now, again, money's a magnifier. So if you're watching this show right now and you're a jerk, if you have a lot of money, you'll become a huge jerk. And one thing I have found in my life, I mean this, Jay, I have seen people in my life in a 4-year period of time, 5-year period of time, go from a humble, coachable person to a massive jerk. And it hasn't happened once or twice or 3 times. It's happened a lot because money's a magnifier. And so money just allows you to give more if you're a giver. It allows you to take more steroids if you want to take steroids. It allows you to be cold to people, really cold. If you're a person who wants to be cold, it allows you to be really cold. If you're a person who wants to be nice and giving to the community or to the people around you, it allows you to be to do that to a greater extent. As your company has grown, what has it done for you? And again, I'm not fishing for those numbers, but what has it done for you knowing that, wow, we've got a little extra money now. We're able to pay the bills. We're not in panic mode. What's that done for you, just your mindset or you and your family and what you've been able to do?
Well, first of all, I've been able to give more to my church. Second of all, I've been able also to bless my employees by buying them some stuff. And one example was you brought up Mike Lindell, and we bought bed sheets for everybody and pillowcases for everybody. And I know that's kind of quirky sounding, but I totally got into it. It was a blessing.
That's the kind of stuff. I'm just telling you, folks, once you grow a successful company, it's going to allow you to give more, to be more. Okay, now box number 6, you have to have a 3-legged marketing stool. Now, we're kind of pacing ourselves. I want to respect your time. But a 3-legged marketing stool is you have to have a proven turnkey system in place that allows you to gain more customers without needing to do the following 5 things, without needing to go viral. Hello? Because if your business model is based upon you going viral, then you have to think about going viral. 2, it doesn't require you to geographically travel the earth. Jay, you don't have to circumnavigate America in order to generate leads. 3, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be a genius. What if your marketing plan involved you being a genius and traveling around all the time and going viral? You wouldn't have time freedom or financial freedom. 4, it's profitable. What does it profit you if you have a marketing strategy that makes everyone around you poor? And it allows you to gain customers, but you don't actually do it profitably. I mean, what if you have to pay your employees nothing and you don't have any profit left to pay your partners? What's the point of it? And the 5th thing, your marketing system, it needs to be something that allows you to create time freedom and financial freedom. Jay, if you had a marketing system that required you to be up at night till 10 o'clock every night, responding to things and posting things and going viral for things and constantly reaching out to people on social media, you wouldn't have much in the way of time freedom. So I want to get your thoughts. What's it meant for you and your wife and your family to have a turnkey marketing system that generates you leads day in, day out?
It's been tremendous. One part of the marketing leg was working our dream list with property management companies and with HOA associations and churches, just consistently reaching out to those in places once a week. Now all of a sudden we don't have a low period and a high period because of reaching out to those places. We've been able to fill the low with service work and keeping our employees employed. It's tremendous.
Now, you have this thing called the Dream 100 that you do, and I want you to talk about that. Chet Holmes, the best-selling author of The Ultimate Sales Machine, he's the one that came up with the system. It's the Ultimate Sales Machine, written by Chet Holmes. Incredible book. Chet Holmes, may he rest in peace. But he talks about making a list of your ideal and likely buyers and relentlessly reaching out to them to tell them, hey, we exist and we can solve problems for you. Could you tell us a little bit more about your Dream 100 system and how you do that? Because you do it very well.
Well, I watched your video on your Tower of Power, and then I just implemented the plan. And that was for a 3 or 4 week stretch. We just sent them a 1 sheet all about us. And then after that, We would show up with a little gift bag and talk about just opportunities that, hey, we're just there to help you. And if there's ever a time you need an HVAC company to work on any kind of your systems like fireplaces or heating and cooling, we'll be there. And we'd love to get your packet so that we're all signed up and ready to go. And all you got to do is call us. It's been tremendous.
Now, again, you are doing it. You're following the systems. That's called the Dream 100 system. That's one part of the system. Box number 7, for sake of time, we have to have great sales systems. You got to have sales scripts, recorded calls, one sheets. That's like a marketing brochure. You have to have pre-written emails and a tracking system. We do all that. We're doing all that. Have we done all of it? No. Are we building all of it? Yes. We're getting there. And again, Jay, if you had to describe the growth you've had, you're stuck in an elevator with somebody and they go, come on. How much growth have you really had? If you had to describe it, I mean, you said you went from what? You said a couple tech or 4 techs to
4 to 10. Yeah, in 10 months. It's been 10 months, yeah.
It's powerful. I'm telling you, folks, you can do it. If you're watching this and you feel discouraged right now, you can do it. And to quote the guy who follows Adam Sandler around in his movies, you can do it. Yes. Rob Schneider. Yes, you can do it. Okay. Box number 8. You have to determine a sustainable customer acquisition cost. So how much does it cost you to gain a new customer? You have to track that. If you don't track it, again, you must measure what you treasure. You will slack where you don't track. What am I saying? You have to measure what you treasure. You will slack where you don't track. It is so important. So again, we track all the numbers. So we know that, Jay, you're getting business from your Dream 100 marketing. You're reaching out to people that don't know you and you're saying, hello, we would love to serve you and provide services for you. And we know it's working because we track. What would happen, Jay, if you didn't track weekly, every single week with Carter and our entire coaching team?
We would we'd be lost, and we wouldn't know how much money we're spending on advertising. And prior to that, we were spending probably $150 a week on Google advertising. And now, because we're implementing your processes, we're getting Google reviews and video reviews, and you guys are doing the HCL content on our website. We're down to like $5 now a day, $28 a week spending on Google ads, which is tremendous. But I want to backtrack one thing, Clay, when we talked about the previous one, is we didn't have hardly any maintenance agreements signed up with our customers. And so we slowly been working on that. And then we have stand-up crew meetings at 7:45. And in that, we do some job role shadowing where we try to help our techs work with objections, overcoming objections with customers. And that's been tremendous. And that has increased our maintenance program big time. Plus, we incentivize our technicians with money to talk to our customers to sign up with the 3 options of a maintenance agreement.
Again, you're doing a daily huddle. We teach that. We teach that, folks. That's something we teach. I'm telling you, if you have a business and you hate yourself, don't do a daily huddle. So we're moving on to box number 9. You have to create to build an organization. You have to be organized. What? Yes. So to build an organization, you have to be organized. You can't spend your entire meeting looking for passwords and documents. You've got to save things properly, file nomenclature, saving passwords in the right place. I can't tell you how many clients I meet with, wonderful people. They're going, I haven't updated my website in 4 years. I say, why not? They say, I can't find the passwords. So you got to have systems and processes. Box number 10, you got to manage people. This just in. You can't just hire people. It requires teamwork to make the dream work. Jay, you've got those daily huddles going, those daily standing meetings. How much has that impacted you, having those daily standing huddles where you get on the same page with everybody before you start your day?
They're huge. They create a teamwork atmosphere. Everybody knows what needs to happen and what needs to get done, and everybody knows what we need to get done to be profitable, so that we can then pay our employees more money. That's important.
Again, folks, there's so many things that Jay's doing. He's doing it well. I'm just super excited for Jay to be able to encourage everybody out there. Box number 11, you got to have a repeatable, sustainable weekly schedule. There's always one more job, one more opportunity, one more crisis. You got to be able to schedule. And Jay, you've done that. You're doing that. It's always something we're working on. Box number 12, again, I mentioned it earlier. It requires teamwork to make the dream work. You've got to have a system in place for hiring, inspiring, training, and retaining. You have to have a system in place to hire, inspire, train, and retain. Once again, you have to have a system in place to hire, inspire, train, and retain. If you cannot find good people, train good people, yes, even in Seattle, someone says, you can't find good people in Seattle? Oh, yeah, you can. People say, you can't find good people in California? Oh, yes, you can. Could you talk about the hiring process, the hiring systems, and how much that's impacted you, being able to now find good people, hire, inspire, train, and retain good people?
Sure. Before Thrive, I would interview people one at a time, and that was a waste of my time because sometimes I'd interview four people, and there went 4 hours of my life. And then I learned about the group interview, and so we started scheduling that, and it's been incredible. You can find the A players in those kind of situations, and that's so beneficial to us. And plus, I don't waste 4 hours. I'm only concentrating on 1 hour, and it's been super beneficial. I got to also, when I went down to the Thrivetime conference last month, I got to watch you do the interviews, and you just made it so easy and understanding. And I was putting too much stress on myself, and I followed your advice, and then I read the little sheet of paper you handed out talking about Adam Sandler and his. I even put that into my interview process.
It just
just to
lightens it up a
de-escalate
little
the
bit.
thing.
It lightens it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I'll say this for anybody out there watching. We had 31 people that were supposed to be at our interview on Wednesday night. 31. Which is more than 30, by the way. And you would think, wow, how are you going to interview 31 people at the same time? And I'm counting, and 7 people showed up, but of the 7 that showed up, we only had 2 that I could count that mentally showed up. What am I saying? Only 2 of those 7 even showed up anywhere close to on time. So, and these aren't like early morning interviews. These aren't late night interviews. This is 5:30 p.m. So I'm just telling you folks, you got to do this process for hiring people. My final question I would ask you for anybody out there, my final 2 questions for anybody out there that is not a client, that is not paying our team $1,700 a month to help them start and grow a successful company. Could you describe what kind of impact has it made on you, your business, your family?
Like I told you earlier in the interview, Clay, I was suffocating. I was, like I said, I was doing the business since 2009, and everything was going through me. And at a point, it's a breaking point, and that's where I think businesses just cave in and give up. And I found you on Rumble, and I started listening to you, and I told myself that it's possible. This guy's system is possible, and I can see hope, and I could keep the business going. And I just encourage people, if you're on the fence, get off the fence and try it. What do you have to gain? Everything. There's a proven path. There's a way to get through it, and there's hope, and the vision becomes clear.
Final question is, how would you describe the conferences? Because I never know how you guys are going to react, because people like Dr. Zellner show up, or Tim Tebow, or Eric Trump, or we bring in a lot of people. The room is filled with clients who are successful, so we bring up client success stories. And the way it works is we do 30 minutes of teaching, and then I do a 15-minute Q&A, and those questions are based upon the questions that attendees are writing on the whiteboard. So I never know how it's going to go. I know we're going to cover the systems, but how would you describe the conferences?
They're incredible. They're full of energy. And then when you have a break, you can talk to people that are in the business too, and learn from them. And also sometimes give it some advice that, hey, I went through that. And so I started doing a calendar, and it's helped me keep on task. And I started doing a to-do list, and it's helped me to keep on task. And there's hope. There's a way to get out of it and to move on.
I'll give you the final word, final 30 seconds. Anybody watching this right now, maybe someone feels down in the dumps. They feel like they are stuck with their business. What do you say?
No, you're not stuck. I would join and learn from them and implement, be a diligent doer. Just, does it happen in one day? No. Does it happen in 1 week? No. But if you're just willing to keep trying and peck at it, you'll see it turning. You'll see some improvement, and you'll get hope, and your vision will clear up.
Jay, thank you so much for your time, for your energy, and for anybody out there, if you learned anything on today's show, I want you to share this show with a friend. Surely you shall share. If you're watching this right now and you learned something, share it with a friend, and I would encourage you to check out that website, absoluteheatingcooling.com. Jay's a real guy. He has a real business, a great family. That's absoluteheatingcooling.com. And by the way, folks, a little search engine tip, it does help Jay's website rank higher. Thus, it will benefit him in the short term and the long term if everybody goes to visit that website. So everybody right now, go with me now. Go to absoluteheatingcooling.com. That's absoluteheatingcooling.com. Jay, it's an honor to know you, sir, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Clay. It's an honor to talk to you.
Bye-bye.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him, character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart. And I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good. And then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is. He is.
Okay, Aaron Antis, guess who's joining us for the December 4th and 5th, 2025 Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop?
Whoa. Ooh, Santa Claus?
No, we will not be joined by Santa Claus, but we will be joined by Eric Trump, the son of the 45th and now 47th President of these United States. And yes, Amanda Grace will be in the place. And yes, Dr. Stella Manuel will be there, so you know it will go well. Yes, we have Mel K in the house. Pastor Phil and Tammy Hotzenpiller will be hosting this event at their beautiful church right there in sunny Anaheim, California. Yes, folks, make this a December to remember.
You surprised?
Make this a December to remember and join us at the 2-day interactive business growth workshops. For over 20 years, folks, I've been hosting business growth workshops where we're going to teach you marketing, sales systems, human resources, accounting, social media marketing, branding, sales training, search engine optimization, accounting, workflow development, financial management, all this and more. How do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, how do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com and request tickets today. And now Eric Trump, people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. There's not 50 employees. The Trump organization, again, most people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. And while Donald J. Trump was the 45th president of these United States, and this just in from our home office, President Donald J. Trump is now the 47th president of these United States as well.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
He needed someone to run the companies for him. And so the man that runs the Trump organization for Donald J. Trump, as he was the 45th president of the United States and now the 47th president of the United States, is Eric Trump. And so Eric Trump is here to talk about time management, promoting from within, marketing, branding, quality control, sales systems, workflow design, workflow mapping, how to build. I mean, everything that you see, the Trump hotels, the Trump golf courses, all their products, the man who manages billions of dollars of real estate and thousands of employees is here to teach us how to do it.
You are talking about one of the greatest brands on the planet from a business standpoint.
Right.
I mean, who else has been able to create a brand like the Trump brand? I mean, look at it. And this is the man behind the business for the last, pretty much since 2015. He's been the man behind it. So you're talking, we're into 9 going into 10 years of him running it, and we get to tap into that knowledge. That's going to be amazing.
Now, think about this for a second.
Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now.
The lineup continues to grow, and this is how we do our tickets here at the Thrivetime Show. If you want to get a VIP ticket, you can absolutely do it. It's $500 for a VIP ticket. We've always done it that way. Now, if you want to take a general admission ticket, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. And the reason why I do that, and the reason why we do that is because we want to make our events affordable for everybody. I grew up without money. I totally understand what it's like to be in a tight spot. So if you want to attend, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. That's how I do it. And it's $500 for a VIP ticket. Now, we only have limited seating here with...
There's a lot of togetherness and closeness, camaraderie.
So again, if you want to get tickets for this event, all you have to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll go there, you'll request a ticket, boom. Or if you want to text me, if you want a little bit faster service, you say, I want you to call me right now. Just text my number. It's my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number. We'll keep that private between you, me, everybody. We'll keep that private. And anybody. Don't share that with anybody except for everybody. That's my private cell phone number. It's 918-851-0102. 918-851-0102. I know we have a lot of Spanish-speaking people that attend these conferences. And to be bilingually sensitive, my cell phone number is 918-851-0102.
That is not actually bilingual. That's just saying Juan for a one. It's not the same thing.
I think you're attacking me. Now, let's talk about this. Now, what kind of stuff will you learn at the Thrive Time Show workshop? So, Aaron, you've been to many of these over the past 7-8 years. So let's talk about it. I'll tee up the thing, and then you tell me what you're going to learn here, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
You're going to learn marketing and branding. What are we going to learn about marketing and branding?
Oh, yeah. We're going to dive into, so many people say, I got to get my brand known out there, like the Trump brand, right? You want to get that brand out there. It's like, how do I actually make people know what my business is and make it a household name? You're going to learn some intricacies of how you can do that.
You're going to learn sales. So many people struggle to sell something. This just in, your business will go to hell if you can't sell. So we're going to teach you sales. We're going to teach you search engine optimization, how to come up top in the search engine results. We're going to teach you how to manage people. Aaron, you have managed, no exaggeration, hundreds of people throughout your career and thousands of contractors. And most people struggle with managing people. Why does everybody have to learn how to manage people?
Well, because first of all, you either have great people or you have people who suck. And so it can be a challenge. Learning how to work with a large group of people and get everybody pulling in the same direction can be a challenge. But if you have the right systems, you have the right processes, and you're really good at selecting great ones, and we have a process we teach about how to find great people. When you start with the people who have a great attitude, they're teachable, they're driven, all of those things, then you can get those people all pulling in the same direction.
So we're going to teach you branding, marketing, sales, search engine optimization. We're going to teach you accounting. We're going to teach you personal finance, how to manage your finance. We're going to teach you time management. How do you manage your time? How do you get more done during a typical day? How do you build an organization if you're not organized? How do you do organization? How do you build an org chart? Everything that you need to know to start and grow a business will be taught during this 2-day interactive business workshop. Now, let me tell you how the format is set up here. And again, folks, this is a 2-day interactive 15. Think about this, folks. It's 2 days. Each day it starts at 7 a.m. and it goes until 5 p.m. So from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 2 days. It's a 2-day interactive workshop. The way we do it is we do a 30-minute teaching session, and then we break for 15 minutes for a question and answer session. So, Aaron, what kind of great stuff happens during that 15-minute question and answer session after every teaching session?
I actually think it's the best part about the workshops, because here's what happens. I've been to lots of these things over the years. I've paid many thousands of dollars to go to them. And you go in there and they talk in vague generalities, and they're constantly upselling you for something, trying to get you to buy this thing or that thing or this program or this membership. And you leave not getting your very specific questions answered about your business or your employees or what you're doing on your marketing. And what's awesome about this is we literally answer every single question that any person asks, and it's very specific to what your business is.
And what we do is we allow you as the attendee to write your questions on the whiteboard. And then we literally, as you mentioned, we answer every single question on the whiteboard. And then we take a 15-minute break to stretch. And this is also your opportunity to meet some of the great speakers like Pastor Dave Scarlett. You can meet Mel Kay. You could meet Amanda Grace. You could meet Dr. Stella Emmanuel. You could just grab a coffee. You could find some alone time. You could get lost in the bathroom. You could try to go and get a photo with one of the speakers. You could try to photobomb a photo where someone else is getting a photo with the speakers. You could go attempt to find your phone, wallet, and your keys.
My phone, wallet, keys, yeah, phone, wallet, keys. Whoa.
Now that's a good idea. Well, it's going to be great. And then you're in the company of hundreds of entrepreneurs. So there's not a lot of people in America today. In fact, there's less than 10 million people today, according to U.S. Debt Clock, that identify as being self-employed. So if you have a country with 350 million people, that means you have less than 3% of our population that's even self-employed. Yeah. So you only have 3 out of every 100 people in America that are self-employed to begin with. And when Inc. magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail by default, you have a 1 out of 1,000 chance of succeeding in the game of business.
It's tough.
But yet the average client that you and I work with, we can typically double this. And this is no hyperbole, no exaggeration. And I have thousands of testimonials to back this up. We have thousands of testimonials to back it up. But when you work with a home builder, when I work with a business owner, we can typically double the size of the company within 24 months.
Yeah.
Double. And you say double? Yeah, there's businesses that we have tripled. There's businesses we've grown 8x. There's so many examples you can see at thrivetimeshow.com. But again, this is the most interactive, best business workshop on the planet. This is objectively the highest rated and most reviewed business workshop on the planet. Whoa. Add to that, Eric Trump, the man that runs the Trump Organization. You say, Clay, I'm not going to get a ticket unless you give me more. Okay, fine. We're going to serve you the same meal both days. True story. We cater in the food, and because I keep it simple, I literally bring in the same food both days for lunch.
Who's with me? Let's go! Come on!
It's an incredible Mexican restaurant. That's going to happen. Someone says, I want more. This is not enough.
Give me more.
Okay, I'm not going to mention their names right now because I'm working on it behind the scenes here. But we just continue to add more and more success stories. So if you're out there today and you want to change your life, you want to give yourself an incredible gift, you want a life-changing experience, you want to learn how to start and grow a company, go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go there right now, thrivetimeshow.com. Request a ticket for the 2-day interactive event. Again, the event's going to be on December 4th and 5th in sunny Anaheim, California. Great weather. Make this a December to remember. Eric Trump, the man who leads the Trump Organization. It's going to be a blasty blast. There's no upsells. Aaron, I could not be more excited about this event.
I think it is incredible. And there's somebody out there right now, you're watching and you're like, but I already signed up for this incredible other program called Smoke Your Way to Thin. I think that's going to change your life. I promise you this will be 10 times better than that.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Now, don't do the Smoke Your Way to Thin conference. That is, I've tried it. Don't do it.
Yeah, chain smoking is not a viable. I mean, it is life changing. It is life changing. If you become a chain smoker, it is life changing.
Not the best weight loss program, though.
Right. Really. So if you're looking to have life changing results in a way that won't cause you to have a stoma, get your tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's Aaron Antis. I'm Clay Clark, and reminding you and inviting you to come out to the 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show workshop in beautiful Anaheim, California.
I'm Kay Dixon. I'm from Sarasota, Florida.
I'm Vince Suzuki, also from Sarasota, Florida.
He dragged me here.
Yep, was here in 2018, and it changed my business, and I built another business, and now I'm here to do it again with this business. So.
Yeah, I'm a brand strategist, and it's been really easy to go to a lot of events like this and just leave really in your head like what to do next. And already there's the strategic, step-by-step, real-life implementation that we can do to our business, and I'm so grateful to be here and very excited that Eric Trump is here, and that is going to be epic.
Hi, my name is Erica, and it has been amazing being here. The conference, I'm learning so much. Everything is perfect for me.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart, and I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good. And then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is.
And the greatest thing that'll come out of all of it, aside from winning the presidency of the United States, we'll get to that in a second, was an everlasting friendship between Clay and I, because I'm telling you, there's not too many people in the world that have this man's backbone and his tenaciousness and his perseverance. And so, buddy, I love you. And to General Flynn, thank you. You guys are incredible. You guys are incredible warriors. You guys are incredible, incredible warriors. So thank you, my friend.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the academy in Kings Point in New York. Acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
We're going to move into action mode here. So for anybody out there, if you say, I would like to go to Mar-a-Lago. Now, Jackson, you know that this just in, they raided Mar-a-Lago. You know about this? This just in. And so some people say, that wasn't cool. I didn't like that. But, so a lot of people out there, we want to kind of stick it to the New York Times. We want Eric to become the #1 best-selling author in America. And we kind of also want to go to Mar-a-Lago and check it out. We've never been there before. So what we're going to do is for anybody right now, if you go to Amazon right now and you buy a copy of Eric Trump's book, Under Siege, My Family's Fight to Save Our Nation. So you go to Amazon right now, you buy a copy of the book, and you just text a screenshot of your proof of purchase to my cell phone number, 918-851-0102. So text my number, 918-851-0102. So again, step one, you go here to Amazon.com, you buy a copy of the book, Under Siege, then you just text a screenshot of your purchase, your proof of purchase. You text my number, 918-851-0102. You have a chance to win a dinner at Mar-a-Lago with Eric Trump and myself, and there's more.
And by the way, Mar-a-Lago right there, just for your viewers, it's the most exclusive private club in the world. $2 million to get into, just base membership fee. And I promise we're going to make your night absolutely incredible. Clay goes, listen, why don't we do this? Why don't we put it out to all the amazing Reawaken people, all the people who supported us all around the country, all around, at every one of these conferences, who adore your family. We've got to beat the New York Times. The New York Times is going to do everything they can. Even though we're #1 on Amazon right now, we just hit #1 this morning. New York Times is going to do everything they can to keep you from being #1 bestseller. You know that, I know that, you know the games that they're willing to play. But Clay goes, why don't we do a couple of things? First of all, love having dinner with Clay. He's the greatest. Second of all, why don't we bring one of the amazing people that I guarantee you I've been in front of at all these events. Why don't we bring a couple to dinner at Mar-a-Lago? And I said, absolutely, consider it done. So I said they have to text you, Clay. They can't text me because we'll be getting 1,000 of these. But yeah, go buy a book, text Clay, and we'll set up a dinner. I'll make sure you guys have the absolute time of your life.
Now, I'm going to pull this up again one more time here, Jackson, because I think sometimes I'm a poor communicator, and I need to work on communicating more effectively. So you go to Amazon. That's step one, okay? Yes. You buy a copy of the book, Pop Quiz. What book?
Under Siege.
You buy a copy of Under Siege, and then you screenshot a picture of that, and you text my phone number. It's 918-851-0102. And folks, that is my cell phone number. So we'll keep that private between you and me and everybody. And then when you text that to me, you have a chance to win a backstage pass to the actual in-person business workshop. That's a business growth workshop, December 4th and 5th, featuring Eric Trump in Anaheim, California. and you have a chance to win dinner with Eric Trump and myself at Mar-a-Lago. Now, someone says, when does this contest end? Now, Eric, your birthday was hijacked. Okay, so your birthday was hijacked. January 6th is this man's birthday. He now has to switch his birthday because no one wants to talk about his birthday on January 6th anymore. So we're going to run this promotion until November 5th. That's my birthday. So we're gonna,
no. So we're going to run it till October 14th.
October
has to
14th.
Be pre-sale.
This just in. It has to be between October 14th. That's why we're clarifying. So between now and October 14th. Now, folks, let me just clarify this real quick here. So make sure I'm leaving you with some good clarity here. One, you buy a copy of Under Siege on Amazon. That's the step one.
Yep.
Step two, you text a screenshot of that purchase to my cell phone number, 918-851-0102. Three, you have to do that before October 14th. Before October 14th. This just in. It has to be before October 14th. And you have a chance to win a backstage pass to the upcoming business workshop. You have a chance to have dinner with Eric Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And I want to tell you some benefits of buying the book. One, I've read the book. It's incredible. If you're a father out there and you want to learn about mentoring your kids, it's a great book. If you want to learn about American history, it's a great book. If you want to make America great again, it is a great book. It's a book you got to have.
Now here is just a quick editor's note. You do not have to buy a copy of Eric Trump's book Under Siege to be entered into the drawing. Whoa. Just text the number. All you have to do is just text the number 918-851-0102 and you will be entered into the drawing for a chance to win a copy of Eric Trump's book Under Siege and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hang out with Eric Trump and Clay Clark at Mar-a-Lago and to win a backstage pass at the upcoming ThriveTimeShow.com 2-day interactive business workshop. Again, you do not have to buy a copy of the book to be entered into the drawing, but it would be great if you'd buy a copy of the book because that would make sense. However, that is all, and now back to the interview.
Also, Eric, a final question here for you. You are donating a portion of the proceeds to support Charlie Kirk in his continued mission there. Could you tell us about that briefly there, and then we'll let you get back to what you're doing today, sir?
Yeah, well, I was on with Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson was a great friend of Charlie Kirk's, as you know, and you know Benny, and Benny's a very good friend of mine, and, you know, Kash Patel is a very good friend of mine and was a very good friend of Charlie's. I mean, you watch everybody that's up on that stage every single day as they got to the bottom of exactly what happened, and they brought justice to what happened, or are trying to bring justice to what happened, and it's kind of unthinkable, but you know St. Jude, and I talk a lot about St. Jude in this book because that's been, you know, fighting pediatric cancer has always been a cornerstone of my life. But Charlie truly was the epitome of being under siege, not only in the movement that he helped create, but obviously in how his life was savagely taken. My book came out 2.5 days before Charlie's assassination. You better believe he would have been the final chapter of this book as just another illustration of what these people will do at any cost to try and win, because it's who they are. It's the not so tolerant left, and we can never let our voices be extinguished. Clay, you stood on that stage as well as anybody I've ever seen stand on a stage. You did at Reawaken events all across the country, which you funded out of your back pocket because you believed in America, you believed in a greater country, and you were on that stage every single day. You know, I was on that stage with you every single day, and I was on the Turning Point stage with Charlie all the time, and I was on stages across the country and 3 campaigns. I've stood on thousands of them, and honestly, they don't want us to stand on that stage. That's why they're sending bullets from rooftops. They don't want us to go out there with a bullhorn and have loud, independent thought. When they see these beautiful arenas full of kids and they're cheering, they're celebrating, they're holding American flags, they don't want that. And so they want to silence us. They want to silence our voice. That's why they killed Charlie. That's why they tried to kill my father. That's why they sent 112 subpoenas to me. That's why they wanted me in jail and my father in jail and Don in jail. That's why they made up the hoaxes. They wanted to see us destroyed and gone with no voice, with no money, with no company, with no political aspirations, gone. And we can't allow that to happen. And so we need to make sure that Turning Point continues. We need to make sure incredible patriots like you continue to spread, sensible speech, pro-American values, pro-religious, pro-constitutional values. And that's why I want to donate the funds to Turning Point. I want to donate, a portion of the funds to Turning Point, because we can't allow anarchy to win, and we can't allow voices to be deleted, and we need to keep Charlie's legacy going.
Eric Trump, thank you so much for joining us. Pastor Jackson, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Eric, have a great day. We really do appreciate you. Everybody go out there and buy that book, Under Siege. It's not too early to buy your Christmas gifts. And if you have a Democrat in your family, buy them a copy as well. Eric Trump, take care.
Thanks, guys. See you later.